Welcome into Dragon Ball Super Dope. My name is Kyle. Thank you for checking this out. This is part 2 of 20, I guess. Jesus, 20 of our coverage of all of the Dragon Ball movies in order. The last one we did was The Curse of the Blood Rubies, I believe was the ridiculous name. We did that with Brandon a couple weeks back, but trying to keep it like a good swath of hosts for these early movies. Wanted to get some of the OGs back into play. And today I'm joined by no longer vaping Mike Norm. Yeah, he doesn't vape anymore. He doesn't smoke weed anymore. Doesn't do any of the things anymore.
I am Michael. How are you?
Oh, man. Dude had his hard drive wiped. So I guess we call you Norm? Mike Norm?
Just Norm.
Norm!
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, these are like a cheers scenario. All right. Norm. Okay, well, I'm kind of curious as to what do we want to share with the listeners? Where have you been? People ask about you. We have a new super fan named Victor who congratulated you on your marriage the other day.
Victor. Thanks, Victor.
We appreciate you, Victor.
Nice.
What you been up to?
Well, I had a little change in careers.
Hell yeah.
Working in IT now.
Because painting tennis courts and hiding dead bodies, it's just it's not for everybody.
Old, man. Especially when I get old. And I'm fat now. You call me Fat Mike, Fat Mike Norm, maybe,
Like a Fat Thor scenario.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Cut my hair, lost my superpowers, got fat. So
that really is where it all kind of started, huh? You cut your hair and all of a sudden your back started hurting at your job and you're like, I got to get into a desk job kind of deal.
That's it. Yeah.
Got to cut my hair, stop doing the drugs.
Now I'm slanging PCs at Bank of America.
Yo, Bank of America, not a sponsor of this podcast.
Oh, I shouldn't have said that.
Nah, it's fine. He's not
Confidential information.
He's not even actually with Bank of America. Don't worry about it.
I'm subcontracted by a subcontractor.
See, you didn't have to go into the details.
Layers
what I said
levels.
was vague enough. You know what I'm saying? But, well, people missed you. I missed you. But I figured it would be appropriate to have you on for one of these early ones because I'm pretty sure you're the second person to do Super Dope after Brandon.
Word.
So, in terms of chronology or whatever. Chronology?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Fuck it. These motherfuckers ain't educated. They don't know.
You don't know what chronology means? Chronological order.
Yeah,
you fucking apes.
Let me learns, yeah.
Yeah. Let me tell you about a word I barely know how to use myself. Make you feel bad for it. We're going to talk about the second Dragon Ball movie today. It's Sleeping Princess in Devil's Castle. So I've accidentally watched this movie 3 times this week. The first time I watched it, I was basically effing around in our Discord server. We've been streaming movies and other animes and hanging out in there. If you use Discord, come join the server. There's a link in the show notes. But a bunch of us watched this a couple of nights back. But when I put it on, I was like, man, this all seems very familiar to me. And it dawned on me that I'd watched it like a week or two previous when I was thinking about putting this whole, 20 movie run together. I was like, oh, I haven't watched those in a long time. I'm going to check it out. 2 weeks ago, definitely drinking. Forgot all about it. And then I knew that you were coming over today to watch it and do this podcast. So I've now watched it 3 times in the course of maybe, 10 days. And man,
It's too much, man.
it's too much for any movie, any Dragon Ball movie, probably.
Yeah.
Except maybe Wrath of the Dragon. I can watch that shit all day. It's too much for any movie, but it's a 45-minute movie, and it's not a very good Dragon Ball movie, all
Weird
things
movie.
considered.
Weird movie.
So me and Brandon said it for the last one, The Curse of the Blood Rubies. The plot of that movie sort of feels like it was written for another movie. Anything. Could have been anything. Generic, A plot, B plot kind of shit, but they superimpose Dragon Ball characters on top of it.
Yeah, it's like they use the background for the animations. It's like they just had a bunch of those from a different movie and they recycled it into this movie.
That could have been it. Honestly, the economical anime styles of Toei Animation are in full display in this movie as well.
No doubt.
The first movie, we made the comment, like, it's pretty beautifully animated. They don't do too many weekly animated segments. This movie, though, they do a lot of, like, goofy, which I enjoy, like, a lot of the comedic stuff between Goku and Krillin in this movie. It's got a very Looney Tunes kind of vibe at
Yeah, I
times.
can see that. I can see
Like
that.
fucking, the Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote kind of stuff
Right.
as they're racing each other. That shit's very funny, but like it's also sort of, I don't know, repetitive. Probably cheaper to animate than like a nicely choreographed fight scene or something like that. This movie is in stark contrast to the first movie, in my opinion. The plots are both kind of convoluted messes, but the production quality for the second one is markedly, is that the word? Markedly lower.
I can see that.
What'd you think, man? This is like your first dip into a real Dragon Ball movie, huh?
Well,
That's not Z anyway.
It's like they pulled a reverse Disney. It's like they fucking ripped off a rip-off of fucking Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah, so Sleeping Princess and Devil's Castle, I guess I read in the Wikipedia page that in the UK version, their dub, they actually just named it straight up Sleeping Beauty and Devil's Castle.
Yeah, I can see that.
But the whole thing about this is that it's not a girl at all. Spoiler alert. Ugh.
Whoa.
But man, there's like a lot of demons running around with guns.
Yeah, I've got a lot of Warhammer 40k vibes from the orcs with guns. Space
Fucking-
orcs.
Yeah. Like fucking turrets and shit. Chain guns.
Flying two-headed orcs with guns.
And then a dude who looks like a Dracula type with blue skin, but his name's Lucifer.
Fucking Edward.
What'd you say?
Edward from Twilight.
Did not think you said Edward.
Yeah, fucking Bulma got so thirsty for the vampire. And even 87,
Yeah.
Girls were thirsty for them vampires.
I think it's a good example of Bulma having a thing for dudes with like real deep widow's peaks,
No, I didn't even notice that.
Precursor for Vegeta's.
Resemblance. I didn't notice that.
So, as the first movie did, the first 25 minutes of that first film is basically a retelling of, say, like the first eight episodes of Dragon Ball where they first meet, Goku and Bulma first meet, they first run into Yamcha, they first meet Oolong and Roshi and all that. It's like a truncated version of that. This aims to do the same kind of idea, except it's the introduction of Krillin and how he, in turn, becomes rivals with Goku. Which, all things considered, I feel like it's pretty well done. In the manga and the anime, it's more or less the same idea. Like, they both show up at or around the same time to get training. Goku's trying to convince Roshi. Krillin shows up. He really gives him a porno. And then he's like, no, you have to go find me a Pichi Pichi Gal. And eventually, Launch comes back with them and launches this new character in their life. But the interim, they also have to go through... Well, I guess it's not really so much in the same in terms of the timeline because some of the training would happen after that, right? But they do have similar tropes as to what they encounter in their training with Roshi. Specifically, like the swimming stuff, sharks getting chased by them and shit. The race in and of itself, is it the magic stone? It's like, it kind of calls back to the stone episode where Master Roshi has like put his emblem on a rock and threw it out in the woods. And Krillin and Goku are like going back and forth. Like that's the whole race element, the competition piece of it. So like they have all those nods to some of that early Krillin arc stuff before they go off on this adventure together. Eventually leading them to training and then go to the first Budokai tournament, 21st Budokai. So it's cool to have all those nods in there, but ultimately the end adventure here is to get them to the castle and get Roshi a Pichi Pichi Gal, who is the sleeping beauty in Devil's Castle. They don't know much because they're a bunch of stupid little kids. Goku cannot ride the Nimbus. So, again, they have to swim, and Roshi tells him, no Nimbus. Nimbus is a fucking no-go. That's not real training now, is it? I always do appreciate, makes me laugh every single time, whenever Roshi makes the request for a Pichi Pichi Gal, Goku responds back with a Pichi Pichi Gag.
Right.
It never doesn't make me laugh.
Like, I wonder how that translation worked out.
It worked out well enough to make me laugh all three times I watched this movie in the last 10 days. Actually surprises me. So yeah, the boys have to go rescue Sleeping Princess from Devil's Castle. Roshi gives them like a brief whatever the fuck. Meanwhile, it cuts over to blonde-headed Launch with her machine guns. Want to commit want to commit a robbery, get some real valuable shit.
She knew it was a diamond, apparently.
Oh, she knew all along.
Fucking
She's no dummy. She doesn't think with her dick like Roshi does.
and me, apparently.
Launch doesn't have a dick, huh? It's probably why
I
she
hope
knew.
not.
Maybe she does. Blonde Launch might. That's probably why she knew it wasn't a diamond, because she doesn't have a dick to think with. Unlike Roshi, he hears Sleeping Princess, and all of a sudden his perv radar goes off, you know?
Mm-hmm.
What? How can I take advantage of the situation? Immediately goes to Bill Cosby status. Some of the Krillin and Goku stuff in this movie is probably my favorite parts, though. Like, the genuine rivalry. One of my favorite things about little kid Krillin is that, A, Charlie Brown looking motherfucker.
Oh, okay. I was wondering who he reminded me of.
Charlie Brown, straight up.
Yeah, totally.
But he's also a dickhead.
Oh, yeah.
He's very rude, very competitive.
Oh, yeah.
For somebody who's been training in, Budo, and is supposed to be like a monk and peaceful and all that shit, he's a real asshole.
Every day I wake up and I hope you're dead.
Yeah, right? Cheating right off the bat, tripping Goku.
Trips Goku, he like throws a rock at him after he cuts the bridge out from under him.
Right?
What else he do? Lots of rude stuff.
Yeah.
But Goku, he's a good friend.
Word.
Saves his ass. A couple times.
Goku don't give a fuck.
I mean, Goku does give a fuck. That's the thing.
Gives too much of a fuck.
Exactly. He's too good for this world. Meanwhile, as the boys go off to adventure, Bulma and Yamcha, Puar, and Oolong go to visit Goku at the Kami house. Mind you, Goku arrived earlier in the day to be like, hey, train me, please. Hey, train me, please. But he's already got visitors dropping by. Just timeline doesn't really make
No.
a ton of sense. Roshi's not too forthcoming, we'll say, with what exactly he sent these guys off to go do. And leads them to the conclusion that they've gone to an amusement park.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from. I must have missed that line.
So,
But I mean, it did look like Disney World. I'll give them that. The fucking castle looked like fucking... Right off the bat, my first impression was, that's a fucking Disney castle.
so the Sleeping Princess is, and I think it's Majo, whatever the word for castle is, or Majin Castle, something that would make sense for demon, I guess. But like, he realizes what he's saying to them as it's coming out of his mouth, and he's like, "Oh, was it Mahjong
Oh, right.
Castle? Yeah, Mahjong Castle. It's an amusement park. Don't even worry about it." And they're like, "Okay, amusement park, great," and they take off with him. First time I'm watching it, I'm like, "Oh, great! They brought Roshi along for the flight. Like Roshi's gonna have to go,"
Really?
but they didn't.
Oh, okay.
They didn't. Roshi just sends these two other teenagers and their two little transforming pets off into the goddamn abyss to go rescue what he hopes to be an unconscious girl.
Word.
Roshi's-
We've all been there.
Yeah, I haven't. Not lately, anyway. Roshi's the antagonist of this movie, in my opinion.
I can see that.
Like, we got Lucifer and all that.
Ribbon dancer.
Ribbon Dancer is like sub-boss to Lucifer. But the big bad at the end of the road, the one that we come back to at the very end for the post-credit scene, it's Mutant Roshi.
Word.
Kame-sen, and I'm going to open that door.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Get some air in this fucking closet. Dragon Ball, hey, smoking bongs-a-roo. Chimichanga, yeah.
Ramen. One thing I like about Bulma and Yamcha, well, I guess not Bulma, 'cause this is a pretty common Bulma design with the pink tube top and the side braid. This is a weird look for Yamcha in this episode, or this movie.
Right, he looks real professional.
Yeah,
He's clean cut.
so like we've seen him with short hair. I guess when he goes to the first tournament is when he cuts his hair. This presumably is before that. I can't remember exactly when he gets his haircut, but the shirt that he gets with like the Chinese collar and shit, it's a pretty unique look for Yamcha. I kind of wish there was a figure of that one out. I bet you somebody's out there with a custom of that wild shit.
I'll print that shit up.
Dun, 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 dun. Fucking print it up. I love this song so fucking much. So they take off with Bulma's cool jet plane. Doesn't take long for them to, fly through lots of smoke and mist and all that. And they're like, oh no, this is some creepy territory. We're way out here in the wilderness.
Get attacked by the flying monkeys.
They just press their faces right up against the goddamn window. like Goku does in the Broly movie, you know? Puts his fucking, hey, you want to fight? These demons do the same thing and then destroy their windshield or whatever, take them hostage. Bulma wakes up in a bed by herself.
Well, they take Bulma hostage. Boys, they just like, oh.
So here's the thing: they make the conscious decision to keep Bulma and like make her, because she's attractive. Obviously, you know that's the reason the demon guys keep her. But they put her in this bed, this Sleeping Beauty-esque bed with all the things hanging over it and shit. And they just like let Yamcha, Puar, and Oolong just roam the halls of this castle.
They don't lock him in the dungeon.
They don't beat him up.
No.
They don't drop him off somewhere else. They don't yeet them into a fucking furnace. Nothing like that. They're just like, yeah, there's a cafeteria down the hall.
Bathrooms on the left.
Yeah, get out of our faces. We don't care about you. You're ugly.
Right.
And Bulma wakes up however long later, fully convinced that this is like a haunted house at an amusement park, going way over the top. And she's awakened by a blue-skinned man who we saw a shot of previously, very briefly, when he's taking off his sunglasses and he's like, finally, the sun's going down. I can do my shit. And I'm like, oh, I wonder what's up with this gentleman. I didn't see his face, but I saw that he was previously wearing sunglasses, you know? He wakes her up and says, I'm obviously not a vampire. My name is Lucifer.
Totally normal name.
It's a kind of a weird disconnect because like the sunglasses tell me, and his ultimate plot to want to get rid of the fucking sun tells me he's a vampire, and I look at him and I think Dracula. But then he introduces himself as Lucifer, dicks me all up.
Yeah, the light bringer or some shit like that.
I wonder if they couldn't name him Dracula because Dracula was already a fighter. Was Dracula a fighter? Yeah, Dracula was a fighter for Urani Baba's like undead tournament.
Oh.
When Kid Goku gets to fight his dead grandpa.
Well, you know the Japanese, when you think they're gonna zig, they zag.
Yeah.
Just to fucking throw you the opposite.
They did it. Got me with the Lucifer. Anyway, it's got to be because of that, now that I'm thinking about that. Because Upa throws up the fucking crucifix. And Krillin beats the dude with the wolfman. Wait, I'm thinking of something from the tournament. I'm all over the goddamn map right now.
There's a lot of fucking material to cover.
I got too much Dragon Ball up in my brain.
It's all getting mashed up together.
It's like a goddamn storm up here.
Norm the storm.
Norm the storm. Storm and Norman.
And then the thunder.
Storm and Norman. So, anyway, that's probably why they named him Lucifer. Good. Glad we worked that one out. Anyway, Lucifer, real creepy vibes. Bulma's not picking up on that, though.
Not to mention Igor with the fucking 5,000cc vaccine.
Dude, he's got a comically sized, like, syringe.
And he's just walking around with it. Nobody's asking any questions.
Completely empty. You know he's got to draw something out of with that thing, right?
What you gonna do with that, little buddy?
Bulma's looking at him holding it the entire time. Doesn't even think to ask.
Nothing.
I mean, I was thinking about this as we were watching
diabetic?
it. Is that your insulin, perhaps? I was thinking about it as we were watching it. I think at this point in time, she's somebody who invented... I think she's supposed to have invented the Dragon Radar.
Bro, I told you. I just saw the beginning of the next movie, and it was Pilaf that invented it there, and they just finished it. I just fucking told you that.
Well,
it's the first 5 seconds of the movie. I'm like, Pilaf, I could have sworn Bulma invented that shit.
So you're thinking of the next movie? I forget the name of it off the top of my head, actually. Mystical Adventure, I believe.
Some shit like that.
I believe it's called Mystical Adventure, which, if that's the case, it would be Makufushigi Adventure in Japanese, I guess. I don't know. And it's a weird, like, retelling of Tien and Chaozu's origin stories. But yes, at a certain point, Pilaf does work with the Red Ribbon Army to find the Dragon Balls, I believe.
Maybe she meant the portable version, because the one Pilaf invented was a big giant fucking screen.
Yeah. I watched that movie pretty recently, too. I've watched a bunch of these recently. I can't wait to get to the Dragon Ball Z movies, honestly. Like,
yeah, me too.
Early Dragon Ball Z movies, I haven't watched a ton of in my life. I've watched a lot of the later ones a million times over. But, like, The World's Strongest, Tree of Might, I haven't watched those. Actually, Tree of Might, I probably watched more than most. Dead Zone, I watched that one the other day. It's not a bad one. Garlic Jr., The Spice Boys. I didn't watch it in English, though, so I don't think they actually call them Spice Boys in Japanese. Anyway, that's enough previews for you, okay?
Right.
Bulma's not hip to the fact that this dude obviously wants to drink her goddamn blood.
Right.
She's so dense. And by dense, I mean dumb.
But also the smartest woman in the world.
Which I'm trying to figure it out. Like, it's not explicitly said for a while that her family owns Capsule Corp and invented Hoi Poi capsules and that she invented the Dragon Ball radar. But, like, retroactively, as we learn more about Bulma, like, we're meant to assume that she did all this shit and she's this young fucking female lady genius, which is fine. I like that narrative for her. But at this point in time, she's meant to just appear to be, like, a rich girl with too much money and technology and who is super stupid.
And super thirsty.
Super thirsty.
Like she's seen Dragon Boy and she's like, or Vampire Boy, and she's like, yes.
Hello, Vampire Lucifer Man.
You can suck my blood.
Yes, you've got blue skin.
That's totally normal.
And I'm into it. I live in a world where dogs can be presidents. I will fuck a blue skin man. I don't give a shit.
Like you said, Widow's Peaks.
Dude, for real. He's got a deep one, just like Jeets.
They're all about that.
It's the Jeets precursor. Meeting Lucifer in this movie was confirmation way back when that she would be totally down for fucking an alien with a deep widow's peak.
Just clear into the fucking weirdos.
100% confirmed. But she's got no idea about, well, she sees a syringe. She doesn't ask anything about it. They decide that they're going to make her part of the ceremony. She doesn't really get it. She still thinks that this is a very elaborate haunted house. They bring her to an arena full of big old demons. And we get some really good Kikuchi music in this second. It's like ma 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 ma.
High drama.
Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome. What was good for the Dragon Ball movies back then was that all of the Kikuchi music was pretty much done in the movies and then reused in the television shows afterwards. So when you saw a new Dragon Ball movie, even though at least a little bits and pieces of the plots could be recycled, if you're a music nerd like me, you knew that you were likely going to get some new Kikuchi music. So this big operatic sequence where it's like a bunch of demons in the fucking fork or the background, like, you know what it kind of reminded me of? It's not on that epic of a scale, but the Imperial Senate.
Okay, I guess.
Like, you just kind of pull out and you just see a million fucking things, you know? But, like, the animated version from 1987. And it's big, fat, chonky demons.
With guns. Demons with guns. Demons aren't scary enough. Give these demons guns.
They got to be big, thick, tall, scary demons with horns and shit, but also
Guns.
they got to get, like, ammo belts across their chests. And guns.
Right.
Lots of guns. So Bulma's going to be part of the ceremony to awaken the sleeping princess. Meanwhile, the boys are still trying to make their way through to the castle, and they have to go through what the fuck is it? Like the five mountains of Devil's Hand, according to these notes that I'm looking at. I'm not sure that these notes are even accurate, though.
Close enough.
Yeah, it's good enough for
I'm
me.
not sure the translation is about the same.
But that's when a bunch of these big chonky demons with guns rush in to try to stop them. It's a cool sequence to see because, like, anytime I get to see DBZ fighters, I mean, little kid DBZ fighters at that in this time, but whenever I get to see them fight like big groups of people, I'm like, hell yeah. It's different than just a one-on-one thing. I love this. I want to watch this. The choreography in those fights is always very interesting and entertaining to me. But the first move these demons make, they just rush in with their guns, like hundreds of demons, and they just run over them.
And run right past them.
And just leave them alone. They fuck off for a minute. And then they come back around, and like the lead demon, big red boy.
Fucking ribbon dancer.
Yeah. He starts off with these big, I'm not sure if what the proper weapons would be, but it's two big orange balls on sticks.
Drumsticks. Big old drumsticks.
And he's like gonna beat the hell out of, gonna crush a skull with those, which is fine. But eventually he loses those, and he's just got this pink ribbon that he's fucking around with.
Right, that's his power.
He's pretty good with
powers. I mean,
if you were
it's
watching,
not that threatening. Like, even if he hits you with it, what's it gonna do?
he's gonna wrap you up and strangle your ass to death.
With a sexy silk ribbon, pink ribbon.
Pulls it tight enough, yeah.
Sounds like a good time.
Until you can't breathe anymore.
Sounds like a good time.
No, Mike. People die from autoerotic asphyxiation. It's no laughing matter. I don't know anybody who's
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
but his weapon kind of reminds me of Aizawa's weapon from My Hero Academia. I know you don't watch that, but he's got like these binding wraps, these cloth fucking carbon fiber things. That same kind of idea. And he's nasty with him. He fucks shit up, fucks you up, fucks them up, fucks your mom up, fucks his big fucking red ribbon dancing demon bitch. Whew, lots of syllables. Yeah, it's a pretty cool fight, but it starts off like very unceremoniously. They just get trampled. They're flat on the ground like fucking Looney Tunes shit again. They turn it back around, and they're like, "What are you doing here? Are you the?" This is a great bit of comedy. Is Goku's got like no idea what a girl really looks like. So he sees the big red dude, and he's like, "Are you the sleeping princess?" Meanwhile, this is like the best recurring gag in this movie is this little pink demon thing
Oh
that
my god, I fell in love with that thing right off the bat.
just floats around and just annoys Goku and just bites on his leg and
I
shit.
want that action figure.
I'm
Thing is
surprised.
cute.
Like for all of the random ass Dragon Ball toys I've seen in my life, I'm surprised I've never seen that little thing.
I'm
done
surprised it doesn't have a
somewhere.
name and a backstory and its own movie and fucking 8 fucking volume series.
At
about
least
it.
the name and a customized bootleg action figure somewhere out there in the world.
Serious.
It was fucking funny. And they did it real well with the rule of threes. Like that thing comes back and forth like several times over. And eventually after they get captured after this fight, they put this thing in charge to keep watching of them while they're in the ice.
Right? And that was the only thing that could fucking bring Goku down.
Because
Ain't nobody else fucking.
it chomped on his tail.
Yeah, ain't nobody else done that.
I mean, it's basically like a cat kind of vibe to it, I feel. Cats put random shit in their mouths. They chomp on electrical cords and shit.
Okay.
Cats can be dumb.
Cat demon.
Cat demon. Pink cat demon.
True.
Adorable.
Adorable.
But this whole fight sequence, I mean, Krillin's obviously running up and just giving lots of fucking hands to people's guts. Goku's having a good time with the Nyobo.
Seen him get a triple slap in. Like they lined up
A bunch of them.
like the Stooges and he's like, bop, bop, bop. 3 in a row. Brah, brah.
There's another good moment where him and Krillin like take a break and like go to do a pose. And he, like accidentally smacks Krillin in the head with it.
Right. Good shit. Shit.
I will really appreciate early comedy or the comedy of these early Dragon Ball movies. To the point where thinking what I know of the following Dragon Ball Z, like I've got the Return of Cooler movie poster on the wall here. That's probably one of my top 3 Dragon Ball movies ever right there. But the seriousness and the dread in that movie at points in time, like I'm so not looking forward to it because these early Dragon Ball movies have just been like such an easy breezy, not great, but
Slapstick.
like exactly easy breezy comedy, stupid shit. I just don't really, just laugh and haha, Krillin, you're such a dick. Oh, Goku, you're so oblivious to reality and weirdly confident for somebody who's never really met anyone. You just assume that you're the strongest about everything all the time. I don't know if that's arrogance or self-confidence. I feel like it would be self-confidence if he'd been exposed to many people and had other people to kind of gauge his strength against, but him just being like, I've never really met anybody. I'm 12 years old and I've lived in the mountains more or less by myself my entire life. I just met my first girl last week. I feel like he's just arrogant.
You let a kid win every game, they're gonna think they're the best and everything, and that's how you build confidence.
Is that what Grandpa Gohan did? He let Giku... That's a Dragon Ball Evolution joke. He let Goku win fights, and that's what made him real mad. Anyway, this shitty movie continues. They do let Bulma know that they want to drink her blood. She kind of gets a little bit more real. She starts asking where her friends are at.
No, now she's asking.
And nobody really even has an answer for her. They're just
Not
like,
when she was gonna get that glittery vampire dick.
well, I think she still thinks she could get the glittery vampire dick, but I don't know, man. It's to be seen. I think this guy really just has his eyes on the prize of drinking her blood as he celebrates the end of the sun.
Yeah, that's like his side quest, though. And it turns out not even to be integral to the main storyline.
So this shit gets real complicated toward the end, right? Bear in mind, we've got Goku and Krillin barreling their way towards this current event with Bulma. Launch is out there somewhere in the distance trying to steal this diamond as well, because she knows it's not a lady, it's a diamond. everyone else thinks that the sleeping princess is actually a lady. So
She knows somehow.
that's a fine misunderstanding, right? Goku and Krillin bust in. They kind of get into a tight spot with the demons and in front of everybody with Lucifer and Bulma. Bulma tries to call for Goku, like, Son-kun, help me out. And he just like either ignores her or does not hear her at all and just runs away to go fight the demons some more. But Launch shows up on like her one-wheeled fucking motorbike thing.
Like a boss.
Like a boss.
Like a hot blonde boss.
Like a mouse.
Busts in, steals the diamond, and then she's the one who lets everyone know, like, no, this isn't a lady. I have the sleeping princess in my hands now. Goes to make an escape. She sneezes, turns back into blue-haired Launch, and she's fucking useless. Goku has the diamond, and he's like, woo, I can bring this back to Roshi now. Great. Super dope. Super dope. But just then, for the first of many times for the rest of this guy's goddamn life, Krillin gets grabbed up by the throat by a supervillain. And Goku has to barter with the villain for Krillin's life.
Foreshadows every single Dragon Ball encounter.
Basically, the entire dynamic of Goku and Krillin's relationship, man. Straight up.
Right off the bat.
The entire fucking sequence of events has been,
We can get 30 or 40 movies out of this.
at least, man. If that's the case, we're only halfway there. Anyway, Goku gives the sleeping princess diamond back to get his friend released from the demons or whatever, right? And then
They double cross him.
they double cross him and like drop Krillin, right? They drop him?
I don't think they dropped
Or like he runs out of a thing. I wrote some shit down. Sleeping princess, let's see. So they think that he's going to. Oh, also we ignored the bingo line. When Bulma pulls everything together and she's like, wait a minute, you're gonna drink my blood?
Bingo to bingo, bingo.
Bingo! 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 Just wanted to point out the bingo line.
Nice.
Anyway, Krillin, throat chopped, diamond, trade, Krillin's free. I'm trying to think, like, what the fuck? I didn't write it down.
That was when the little pink guy bit Goku's tail. And Goku got his ass beat.
He got his ass beat, but it was before that. Krillin drops, and Goku has to call the Kinto Loon to go save him.
Oh, that was much before that.
And he swipes him up, and he goes through the Audrey 2 mouth, you know, the big Sarlacc fucking
that
plant.
was still when we were fighting
And then he
Ribbon Man.
comes back to the demons, and he gets his fucking tail chopped, and they go to jail.
Yeah, directly. To jail.
Ice jail.
Or Diamond Jail? There's some kind of wall of...
I think it's ice jail.
Okay.
But that wouldn't make much sense now, would it? Because we are in Devil's Castle. Everything that we've seen in terms of aesthetic has been fire to this point. So why would it be ice jail? Motherfuckers will break out of ice jail eventually.
They were encased in a solid block of something.
With just their face and like their little tiny hands sticking out. Not an ideal scenario either way. But if it was just ice, like, bro, I'm pretty sure your castle's on fire very nearby. Like,
And coincidentally, the moon was full.
and Puar takes it in and says, wow, what a beaut. My favorite thing about this sequence is, like, once we realize the moon is full, we know what's going to happen. But for some reason, Yamcha and Puar forgot how this went before. Because that presumably still happened, right? I'm pretty sure he turns into a goddamn Mozoro in the first movie I did the other day. But I don't know, man. I've watched a lot of Dragon Ball movies lately. It comes and goes. I like that he transforms like they're not entirely sure what's going on at first. I'd have to think Puar, though, kind of remembered.
Somebody did. Somebody remembered the tail.
Puar eventually remembered, like Yamcha says, turn into... But it's predicated by the fact that Krillin watched that little pink motherfucker bite Goku's tail earlier in the movie.
Okay.
Krillin points it out and says, we know that his tail is his weakness.
Oh, Krillin said it.
And I'm like, yeah, I know that you know that, Krillin, because the little pinky dude showed you that. But also Yamcha and Puar, we've already been through this once before, too, Holmes. And that's what Yamcha says to do the exact same thing that he did the last time. Turn into a big old pair of scissors and do a weirdly, I don't know, the idea of chopping off an animal's tail is not very appealing to me.
Makes me uncomfortable.
It shows like a little, the bone fucking piece. And I don't like that. It's always been there. I know I'm pointing out an old thing. It's not the first time I'm noticing it, but every time I look at it, I go, ugh.
Yeah.
Goku breaks out of the ice prison, obviously, because he turned into a big old monkey. That's what happened. Puar took care of it with her scissor ass. Scissor ass sounds like a lesbian thing. Anyway, Goku's now naked. He accepts it, though.
Whatever. Puar turns into some pants for him.
I am legitimately wondering like where the dude gets, but he gets a pair of like green shorts with some suspenders.
Yeah, they're like trousers.
Yeah. He like laments the loss of his tail for a moment, and then all of a sudden he's like, yeah, whatever. My dick's out.
Meh.
Look at my dick.
Meh.
Lots of dick posing in this one, man.
They're just the normal amount for this.
Yeah, man. 1987
Dragon
Japan
Ball.
was like, yo, you guys want a kiss cartoon? Here's some dick for it.
But what about the dick?
So where's the crotch shot? So Easy Pickens lunch. Oh yeah, she introduced herself as Easy Pickens lunch too. What do you think that means? Does that mean she's a hoe?
I'd like to think so.
Or she robs people's easy pickings?
That also makes sense.
I don't know which one it is. Could be both. Maybe she acts like a hoe to make people think that she is easy pickings, and then she
Picks them easily.
picks them easily. Thus making them the easy pickings. So it's like the name has like two meanings.
Oh, she could pick me.
Yeah, she's
Easily.
beautiful as a blonde or as a brownie-haired woman. I don't disagree. This is where we started to talk about it, but there was a lot that we kind of forgot that we kind of just mostly caught up on. This plot gets so fucking ridiculous. So Lucifer wants the sleeping Princess Diamond to put into some machine that he's got rigged up. This big, I don't really know how to describe it.
Fucking H.R. Geiger gun. It's the gun from the fucking the Alien movie, the newer one. What the fuck was it called?
I don't know, man. I don't know alien shit, but H.R. Geiger is the artist that we're talking about.
I want to say Contact, but it's not Contact. Contact was Jodie Foster.
Yes. Covenant.
Is that it?
I don't know. That could be a Halo thing that I'm thinking of. I got Halo on the brain constantly. It's very bad.
Alien guns, fucking.
He has this big, long, bug, alien-looking aesthetic machine. It's like a big structure within his castle. And his plan is to use the sleeping Princess Diamond in the machine.
You were right, dude. Alien Covenant.
Alien Covenant, word bird.
But it was Prometheus. That's the one I was thinking.
Oh, and that's like
Prometheus.
the early
Yeah.
prequel, right?
Yeah,
Prometheus.
yeah.
So his plan is to use this diamond in conjunction with this machine to destroy the fucking sun. Like a
right.
Monty Burns, who shot Mr. Burns plot several years later, does fucking Lucifer beat dude to the punch. Wants to destroy the sun and bring upon like 5,000 years of eternal darkness so that way him and his demons with the fucking chain guns. Chain guns? Rail guns?
That was another weird art style they introduced. Like, right up against the H.R. Geiger gun, they had that digital screen that looked like something out of the Monty Python animations, where they had that fucking weird Renaissance-looking sun thing.
Yeah, man. There's like I think it's supposed to be like a gauge on the machine,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they like slowly crank like a paper picture of the sun into its thing. And when it's in the right position, like it's supposed to be like a countdown mechanism, but it's absolutely fucking ridiculous.
It's
So
just all of a sudden, like, digital clock kind of
totally loses its weight.
weird, man.
It is very strange. Yeah, dude, it's like a Terry Gilliam fucking sun. And God opens up from the clouds and says, "What the fuck are you doing, Lucifer? Are you trying to destroy the
Cut
sun
that
again?"
shit out.
Yeah. Listen, you sleeping princess wannabe motherfuckers. You ain't destroying the sun this week. I brought Son Goku to your castle. And he says, "Fuck you. I'm Son Goku." And obviously Goku shows up right at the nick of time in his pants and trousers to give a big old Kamehameha to destroy. We think just the machine, which would be fine. And then maybe he like punches Lucifer in the mouth afterwards because Lucifer's not a fighter. We know that.
He could blast some fucking energy balls, man.
That's true. He does let off a big old fucking big red energy blast. Another weird thing that happens in this movie I think is notable. The ribbon dancer motherfucker, when he goes to chase Goku and Krillin on the Kinto Un, he basically just takes two ki blasts,
Right.
puts them under the soles of his feet,
Yeah.
and uses them to propel himself. It's early Bukujutsu stuff. And given that this is 87, this is July of 87, right? So, like 15 months in, 4 times 15 is like 60, right? So, they're probably somewhere around episode 70 or 80 of Dragon Ball at this point in time. No Tien Shinhan yet is my point. I wonder. Tien Shinhan and Chaozu are the first two characters in Dragon Ball to use sky dancing or Bukujutsu, which then is adopted by everybody, and it becomes the common day flying that everyone does in Dragon Ball Z.
I see.
So I wonder if this was not put in a comic book beforehand or anything. I wonder if Toriyama came up with the story for it. Probably not. I don't think he was very involved in these early Dragon. My point is, I wonder if the idea for sky dancing Bukujutsu came from this red ribbon dancer motherfucker that we've cast so much hate on today.
Fuck that
But he
guy.
accidentally might have invented flying in Dragon Ball Z.
Interesting. Kind of had like a demon fire look to it.
Yeah, like some like big, just red round ki blasts underneath his feet, and that's how he chases Goku and Krillin, and then eventually gets eaten by Audrey too. Snap, motherfucker.
Snack motherfucker.
So yeah, Goku's gonna hit this machine with the Kamehameha, blows it up, right? Cool.
Come on, man, the fuck out of that.
Let's have a fight. No,
No.
let's not have a fight. Want to know why we won't have a fight? Because I guess Goku blew up the whole fucking castle. So
The last scene I had to watch. Noticed it at the end of the credits. The castle was doing this at the end.
yes,
It was doing the peace sign.
yeah, they blow it all up, and they're like, "Oh, cool. Well, the diamond, blah blah blah, peace." And then the post-credit scene where the ultimate villain comes back into play. Roshi, Muten Roshi. They go back to the island and they're like, yeah, so that sleeping girl that you were talking about, it was a diamond, but they've also brought Launch back with them. So he's under the impression that she was the sleeping princess all along. He don't give a shit about the details because she's
Nope.
sexy. Mm-hmm. And they try to explain it to him. He's just like, yeah, whatever. I don't care. She goes inside. She sneezes again. She turns back into blonde Launch. She puts 3 very defined holes into the skull of Muten Roshi.
She caps that motherfucker. In
Dude
the dome,
looks like he turned into a bowling ball.
right. Yeah, that fucking Krillin look.
The proximity of the holes looks like the holes of a bowling ball.
okay.
It's hilarious.
No doubt.
And he's just like, yeah, whatever. She's still sexy. And then she sneezes back to blue-haired Launch. And she's like, did I do anything bad? And he's like, nah, I'm just bleeding out my head.
Not
But
good.
you're cool.
Are you sure about that?
I was gonna step
And then
back
do
a
the
little.
slow shimmy back. Shimmy back. Shimmy back. And she, yeah, it's the end of the movie. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding.
Man, shit, man.
Yeah, man. This is
80s was a hell of a time. I guess they even had cocaine in Japan.
cocaine.
Cocaine.
Flour. I've watched so you know that meme that I'm talking about?
No.
It's just some fucking Spanish looking dude who takes a big thing of a big knife full of flour and puts it up to his nose and goes, cocaine, and then it pans down. He's like, no, flour. But I watched a bunch of YouTube videos about that guy today. Matt Cabello, I believe his name is. And his story is a fucking mess. People think that he's like an ARG or like a paid sponsor for some fucking medical thing, and he claims that he's got like all this crazy insider knowledge, and this fucking woman is blackmailing him for. It's a mess. It's a fuck. It's a fuck of a story. It's a fuck of a story.
Fucking memes have backstories now.
Oh, dude, that's the thing. This guy is very evidently autistic. 100%. He's got the diagnosis. He talks about it all the time. But one of his things is he just constantly live streams himself on Instagram. He's got like fucking 70,000 followers or something.
See what he's up to.
Dude, we'll check out Macabella right after this. Anyway, that's a podcast for another day, folks. You want to hear more about our Macabella rants? We didn't really rant any more about it. That was pretty
all
much it. Yeah. But anyway, patreon.com/Dragon Ball Super Dope.
Nice.
This segment's dedicated to our new $25 patron, Jacob.
Hell yeah.
We love you, Jacob. All right, word. So this movie's fucked. It's really weird.
Cha.
I'm actually the thing that's interesting to me about these first two movies is they try to do an honest retelling of parts of the Dragon Ball story and use it as a gateway in for other people to learn Dragon Ball as a franchise, right? Common thing for anime movies to do. The next movie we do completely fucking throws that shit out the window, and it's like, know that shit from the anime? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Either way, here's the same characters but a totally different fuck story.
We're gonna do the opposite of that.
It's interesting. But that said, for Sleeping Princess and the Devil's Castle, 1 to 10, 10 being the best, 1 being the absolute fucked. What you got?
Quality 4.
You weren't a fan of the fucking Looney Tunes gags on repeat? I was.
Yeah, in the
But-
beginning it was good, but I mean, like, okay, if you want like a trip, you want like a wacky, silly fucking variety of nonsense, 7.
It was a good fucking smorgasbord of all
Yeah.
the things that make Dragon Ball fun.
All sorts of different art styles and fucking comedy, and drama, and fucking titties.
Weird characters just coming at things from all sorts of angles. Like
Yeah, man.
Goku and Krillin show up by themselves. Yamcha and fucking Bulma show up by themselves. Launch shows up by herself.
It was-
Roshi's just chilling at home looking at a porno mag the whole time.
It was a gumbo of animation.
A gumbo with lots of rice at the bottom.
All right.
Want some gumbo. Or some gazpacho. That's the cold version.
Oh shit.
Actually, I don't think gazpacho is actually just cold gumbo. I could be making that up. Gazpacho, I think, is tomato based. I don't know. I don't know shit about food. Y'all know food? Send me some. Patreon.com/Dragon Ball Super Dope. Send me food.
I mean, that gumbo.
So, all right. So you're going for like all right. So quality, you said 4. Overall hijinks and smorgasbord of Dragon Ball 7. Average those two out. What's that? Like a 6.5, 6? Yeah, 6, 5.5. I think actually. I don't know. Who cares? My point is, these are the Dragon Ball movies that I know the least. Is these early things for sure. As we go on, some of these movies I've watched dozens and dozens of times as a kid because I had them on a bootleg VHS. So, you know, you don't have a Funimation streaming app. You've got the one fucking Dragon Ball movie. You've watched it 25 times. So some of these movies I've seen a bunch. These movies I did not have. They didn't come over and get dubs until, I don't know. I don't know when these got dubbed. Honestly, the first time in America by Funny, I don't know when these got dubbed. I don't think they were dubbed back then by the Ocean Group before Funny went independent. This might have been like mid to late 2000s. I'd have to double check, but this could be like a 2006, 2008, 10, somewhere in there.
Wow.
I don't know. I could be wrong, but I would have watched them Japanese anyway,
Yeah.
or look to. My point is, I don't know these movies as well. It's tough to really assign a true numerical value because I think I automatically want to grade them a little bit higher because it's not as burned into my memory. I feel like I'm experiencing things again for the first time in a minute and like appreciating things I might not have appreciated the first time I watched them. As for those other movies, I've watched them enough and I know them in and out, you know? So I feel like I'm kind of grading high. That said, I'm kind of inclined to give it like as much of a mess as this movie is in the fucking final, like we're going to blow up the sun shit for some fucking reason all of a sudden. First, we just wanted to wake up the princess, then we wanted to eat Bulma, then we want to blow up the sun. Like,
Right.
it escalates pretty quick.
Yeah.
We want to wake a bitch up. Nope, never mind. We want to drink a bitch's butt. Never mind. We're going to blow
psych.
up the sun. I'm going like a 6.5, 7, which I feel if I watch this movie again in a couple of years, it might be lower than that. But for now, I'm enamored with Lucifer's Widow's Peak, his blue skin, how much he could have obviously given it to a 16-year-old Bulma had he wanted to, but he probably thought better of that and just wanted to drink her blood instead.
Word.
You got any final thoughts, Mike?
Get vaccinated.
Yeah, get fucking vaccinated, you goddamn dweebs. Tell me I fucking get magnified like Magneto. That ain't the goddamn case.
I seen that motherfucker's like, oh, go magnetic. And they're like, oh, yeah, rub flour on your thing and put the shit up to it. It's like, whoop.
But did you see the lady do it in court?
No, I don't
With the
fucking
key and the
watch
bobby
those
pin?
Crazy people.
Dude, the all my news fucking shows made fun of it so hard. This woman was just like, you know what I actually just figured out during lunch in my car? Seriously, she just figured
You were
it out.
doing science experiments on your car?
She's like, tell me why a bobby pin and a key stick to me now.
Because you're a greasy bitch. Take a shower.
So she like puts the bobby pin on her chest. And she's got boobs, so it kind of just... And it's Arizona, too. So, like,
Yeah,
people...
she's a sticky, dirty bitch.
Everyone's sticky. So she puts it there and just kind of stays there for a second, right? And then she's like... And she takes it off. She's like, look, it's on my neck, too. Like, leans her neck a little bit.
Like, I can taste her neck. It's, like, salty. I can already tell.
And then she goes, and my keys, too. Most keys are not magnetized, first of all. Second of all, she puts the fucking thing on her neck and it, like, won't stick. Because, I don't know, she wasn't sticky enough. The key was too heavy, whatever.
Like air conditioning in the courtroom.
And she's just like, I did it a minute ago. Anyway,
Science experiment.
If I could just get somebody to talk to me about this, explain this to me, that'd be great. Like Bill Lumberg. That'd be great.
Like, I wish I had Magneto powers.
Dude,
fuck, I'd get vaccinated all the time. Fucking fill me up. Bill Gates.
Tony. Fill me up, Tony. Tony Fauci with that Fauci ouchies. Yeah, get vaccinated, you fucks. All right, so we're doing these watch-alongs in the Discord. If all goes according to plan, you should be hearing this, I think, in the second or third week of July. So I assume next week will probably be a manga episode with the boys from Patreon, Marcus, Leonard, Reese. I'm not sure who's on, but the next time you hear us, we'll be talking about Dragon Ball Mystical Adventure. If you do want to jump in the Discord and basically watch the movies with me and a couple of these other guys hanging out, that's like half the fun. The first time we did a watch along for Discord, I didn't realize that you could boost the service provided to the Discord so you can stream at a higher frame rate, you know? So trying to do the first watch along, me and Reese and Marcus were just like banging our head against the wall because it was so miserable. And like I disconnected. I was like, this is a bad idea. I can't believe I announced that I was going to do this. And then I realized I could upgrade it for whatever fucking fee, right?
I see.
So we upgraded it. We watched a few different things the other night. I think we're going to continue to watch these Dragon Ball movies for sure, leading up to me recording about them. But I also think that we're going to start watching some other shit too. Tyson's trying to get me to watch some Netflix anime about fucking Thor or something. I don't know. Ragnarok. Am I making that up?
Yo, that's a movie.
About Thor?
Yeah, Thor Ragnarok is like my favorite Marvel movie.
Me too. Well,
It's dope.
it's up there. Civil War, I think, is actually my favorite Marvel movie, but Thor Ragnarok's top 5. Probably top 3.
It's got everything.
Dude, the dynamic between Thor and the Hulk in that movie,
Oh my god.
Jeff's kiss from my Batman fucking Fat Man Beyond listeners.
So good.
Well, jump in the Discord, do these watch-alongs with us, throw the video on, we throw the voice chat on, you guys watch the screen. It streams pretty clearly for the most part, knock on wood, and we just kind of talk shit, hang out, and take these things in together. I made the boys watch some episodes of Cowboy Bebop the other day.
Nice. Good shit.
I'm going to make them watch Ranma soon, too, I think. And they're going to be like, why is this guy
Why are
turning
you
into
doing
a girl?
this to us?
Why, blah, blah, blah. Why does he have boobs all of a sudden? I'm confused. I'm going to be like, yeah.
80s Japan.
80s Japan, you're a sexist. Meaning the listeners who've got problems with the boobs suddenly appearing.
Right? I got boobs.
Me too, dude. Look at these things. YouTube.com/Dragon Ball Super Dope. You can subscribe and see these things on camera for free.
OnlyFans. Check out my OnlyFans. Norm the Storm. /OnlyFans.
Norman. Oh my god. No more vaping Norm. Vaping Mike Norm is dead. Norm the Storm.
Yeah, that's right. The
Lives
vape
on.
clouds have cleared. And the storm has driven in.
Vaping Norm is dead. Now he's the Storm.
Nice. Nailed it.
Great job.